Before I dive into why you probably clicked on this video, I just want to extend a warm Happy World Goth Day to all of my fellow goths, emo, scenes, alternative people, whatever it is that you dress as. Happy World Goth Day to you. So, let's dive into why you probably clicked on this video, which is International Scream Symbiote Day. First off, I want to explain why I picked such a really long title, because that does not roll off the tongue. I wanted to go with international because I wanted it to be worldwide. I guess in retrospective, I probably could have just said worldwide, but international to me sounds better. I was just going to go with International Scream Day. However, I was worried that that might kind of get confused with the horror movie franchise, and I didn't want that confusion to be there. So that's why I threw the symbiote part in. And it definitely kind of makes you wonder, if you happen to see it, well, what's the Scream symbiote? If you look up Scream symbiote on Google, she's going to pop right up. So that's why the name. Why the date? I got asked this question on Reddit. Why June 2nd? Is there something special about June 2nd? And the honest answer is no. There's nothing special about June 2nd. The reason I picked June 2nd was because it's about 2 weeks from now. And I felt like that kind of gave everybody time to put something together. If you wanted to do something special for this day, if you wanted to make like a specific video or write something or draw something or whatever, it's enough of a notice to where you can put something together, and it gives me time to put stuff together that I might want to do as well. So that's why June 2nd. My original idea was to do it on, and my hair is really getting in the way. My original idea was to do it on the year anniversary of my LT Scream account. Well, that snuck up on me pretty bad. And I think the year anniversary for that was on May 20th. And I made the post about International Scream Symbiote Day on May 19th. A one-day notice really isn't enough to plan anything for anybody, much less for me to plan anything. So, brings us to the next thing, which is, what is International Scream Symbiote Day? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's just a day to celebrate the Scream symbiote. Whether you want to talk about her character, talk about her various hosts, whether you want to, you could go out and buy comics that have Scream that feature Scream in them. You could write something, you could draw something. It's just a day to post and talk about the Scream symbiote. The next question being, why do this now? Why not do this back when my LT Scream page hit a thousand followers? Why not do this when her ongoing debuted? Why not do this when her Absolute Carnage tie-ins came out? Well, the reason for that is because Marvel is slowly getting their comic stuff back up and running. There have been lists released up to, I think, August, saying what new comics we're going to be getting out. Before this coronavirus stuff happened and everything shut down, by now we probably would have had Scream Curse of Carnage issues 6 and I think even 7. And because of the shutdowns, comics were on hold. We didn't get that. It happens. Public safety has to come before comic books. Now that everything's starting to open back up, the solicitations got released, and there is no Scream on the horizon at all summer. And that kind of has me worried, because I know that Marvel's comic division has probably lost a lot of money these last couple months, because they're not making physical sales, they're not making very many digital sales, and when a comic company loses money, they have to cut off comics that aren't necessarily selling as well as what they want, as what they hoped, or cut off comics that the company thinks aren't really drawing people in. And I don't want Scream to be a comic that gets canceled, because her character has been treated pretty poorly ever since the original Venom separation anxiety. And I think not. I know I am painfully biased when it comes to anything about her, so I will openly admit to that. But there's a lot of people out there that were really happy to see her get some attention, because most often when symbiotes get attention, if we talk about the most high-profile symbiotes, you've got Venom and Carnage, and I guess because of the Venom movie, you could almost include Riot in that too. Scream has barely gotten anything, any content, nothing. She just got a Marvel Legends figure a few years ago even, and just recently was able to get a Marvel metal figurine as well. And I like seeing characters that don't normally get the spotlight get the spotlight. And I'm just hoping, my goal, I guess, with this International Scream Symbiote Day is to get enough people talking about her and enough people posting about her that it might kind of make Marvel go, hey, people actually like her. We should definitely keep her ongoing. We should keep this going because people like her. People like seeing her content. People like buying comics with Scream. And I'm hoping that if this gets enough attention from people, that it'll make a bit of a difference with her comic, because I want to read the rest of Scream's story. I want to read the rest of Andy's story. Andy's another character who really hasn't been treated very well with comics over the last several years. And it's nice to see a symbiote that isn't Venom or Carnage get their own ongoing. It's nice to see a different symbiote be able to get some attention. So that's why now. This is why, because we have gotten no word about Scream Curse of Carnage at all. We've gotten no confirmations that it's been canceled, no confirmations that it hasn't been canceled. So I guess this leads me to my next point, which is what you don't want to do with this, because I do not want this idea and my intent here to be skewed in any way. When I say that I want people to post about Scream, I want this to be a positive thing. I don't want people to be harassing Marvel or being rude or lashing out. This is supposed to be a good thing. It's supposed to be a celebration of her and her character. So I don't want this to turn into something that makes her character look bad. I guess this is what I'm saying. I don't want this to turn into something that is going to end up being people bullying Marvel or different comic creators over bringing her back. Because regardless of whether or not International Scream Symbiote Day gets any kind of attention, it's still something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I think it's definitely something that, as a character, Scream definitely deserves, and she definitely needs. I don't want this to turn into something bad. I know that I've seen comments, and this is of course before the teaser for Venom 2 got released. I'd seen comments where people were being rude and mean and nasty just to Sony over wanting the Venom 2 trailer released. I don't want that to happen with Scream. I don't want people being rude or nasty or mean in the name of getting her getting some sort of information about it. Because that's not what we want to do here. We don't want to make her character look bad. We don't want to make ourselves look bad. And at the end of the day, this isn't necessarily about getting news about her ongoing. This is about celebrating a Marvel character who hasn't gotten any appreciation despite being a really unique and really cool character, a very cool concept. And I don't know, I just want it to be a fun, positive thing. We're a bunch of us Scream fans, and we need to come up with some kind of name for ourselves, because Scream fans just doesn't feel right. So somebody else get on that. But want this to be a fun day for all of us. So I just want it to be a fun day where all of us get together on social media, or if you have a local comic shop that is open and you are able to go to it safely, of course, while still following all of your local guidelines, wearing a mask, social distancing, etc. Maybe even go into a local comic shop and buy a Scream issue. But I just want it to be a nice, fun, positive day for everybody. So that is what International Scream Symbiote Day is going to be. So yeah, it's going to happen June 2nd. I have some content on this channel planned. Most of my content is probably going to be on here. I will also, of course, be cross-posting it over to my LT Scream account. I have 2 different videos planned. I have another one that I'm thinking about doing, but if I run out of time, or if I'm not able to, it's not a huge deal. So I can't wait to see what you guys might have planned for this. And yeah, I will leave a link below with my Twitter thread that has more information on it. I have also got a post on Reddit that also has some more information on it as well. And you can find the Reddit post underneath the Venom site Reddit page. That was really hard to spit out for some reason. So yeah, there'll be links for more information below, and I can't wait to see what all of you guys come up with.